instead of Casemiro, or Bruno, Eriksson, and Amrabat, or Bruno, Mount, and Amrabat?
When I did my lineup, it was Amrabat, Mount, and Bruno.
Okay.
And I thought I wanted to bench Casemiro, honestly, because I just thought his last few games just doesn't look like he has the legs. You know, and today I felt like that would have been a better midfield, because then he could have Anthony on the right.
Yeah.
And that would probably have us been more dynamic. I'm not second guessing Ten Hag, but I actually, from my eyes, from my experience watching the game, Casemiro needed some time off.
Right.
He just does not look. He's a shell of himself, and And the thing is, him getting out of position and not getting the legs back, it hurts. And he hurts us more being that more advanced than being in the defensive position. That's how I feel.
Mark the Manx said that after the 7-0 loss to Liverpool, Casemiro's not been the same.
Oh, shit. The whole team, we haven't been the same since that. Well, no. We haven't been the same since the Carabao Cup win. But I understand that.
It's like De Gea not being the same since the World Cup with Spain.
Oh, yeah, I remember that period. Well, the thing is, I feel like ETH, he's a guy like you got credit in the bank, and he will keep. He's loyal to his veteran guys, and that's one thing. He's loyal. You can be loyal to a fault. I'm not, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, he knows these guys are class, and he's waiting for them to come around. But from even when we saw the guys from when we saw Andy McCullough in the summer, they were saying shit like Casemiro looks chubbier than the last time I met him.
Yeah.
Like they've met him.
Yeah.
And they're like, he looks a lot more chubbier than now. I just don't think he's fit, and I don't think, like Mark the Max said, we might have caught him he's at the end of the road right now.
I mean, he's only 31, 32 though, isn't he?
Yeah, but
that's not. I mean, that's getting up there, surely, but that's not the end. It shouldn't be the end of the road. You know what I mean?
The Premier League is a monster.
Yeah.
When you play for Real Madrid or Barcelona in La Liga,
I mean, you can be Luka Modric and play till you're 38.
You goddamn right you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here, you got to be fit. You got to take your routine. You got to take all this shit serious. You got to get back. You can't jog. This is not a Casemiro bashing thing, but right now he's not clicking. He's not. His turnover led to the goal. And then when he turned it over, he slid into the player. He leaves his feet, because when you leave your feet, you're in bad position.
Yeah. That's red card territory.
But I'm completely amazed. You know, once again, this is Case 1870 Casualties Patch. This is our post-match video in the car. Like I said, I was down in the dumps. I was like, I didn't know where the goals were going to come from. I didn't see it. Honestly, I didn't see where it was going to come from.
Well, at halftime, I said I would not be surprised if this game just ends 1-0. And I said, if we get a goal, it's going to be chalked up as offside. And that first goal we scored from the little Martial flick, it was offside. And I was like, that's our fucking day today. And then McTominay comes in with the worldies, with the brace.
Yeah, salute. Shout out to him.
I mean,
I've been hard on him.
He's not been up to it, but there's been spells where he's been a fantastic player. And, you know, McTominay, you know he gives his all for the badge. You know he wants to be there.
He wants to be there.
But at the end of the day, the skill set of his is up for debate. So, you know, but he's the type of player that can give you moments like that, but they're so sparingly, you know, they're not consistent. You can't count on them. But, you know, McTominay has a striker's instinct.
He does. He's an attacker.
And we saw that today, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's not, you know, this isn't the first time we've seen him, you know, do something
Scotland.
like this. Yeah, exactly. I made the joke he was wearing his Scotland kit under his United kit, and that's why he played like this today. But look, I like Scotty, and you know, he's not going to be my first choice every week, but you know, he's sort of with his game today. Perhaps it's arguable that he has moved himself up into a little more of a, you know, reliable position.
In an attacking role, though.
Yeah, in an attacking role.
If you're asking for him to go get a pass, turn, and then progress with the ball, he ain't going to do that shit.
He's got legs, though. I mean,
he's got a motor.
He's got a motor. But, again, it comes down to the skill set at the end of the day. Does he have that skill set? I think that's what's up for debate. But, you know, I don't think anybody can really question his desire and his heart and his, you know, passion when he's on the pitch. I mean, But maybe they can. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
Scotty amazed me. I apologize to Scotty for all the bad things I've said about him, because the last time I saw Scotty playing, he was trotting around the field and the referee was out hustling him. But that's all in the past. He made himself available. He was aggressive. He went and got the ball. He went and got him.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at him. He meant to do that shit. It wasn't like it was some accidental shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they scored and then they fucking parked the bus, I was like, we have not been good at breaking teams down.
For as long as I can remember, if there's a team sitting in a low block and we have to be creative with breaking them down, we're fucked.
Since Louis Van Gaal.
And you know, I feel like that's why he brought on Eriksson, because Eriksson is very creative.
He's good in possession.
But at the same time, I felt like most of our crosses,
they didn't even beat the first guy.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Yes. And so I was like, and even with Bruno, like I felt Bruno was just kind of going like, and just
he wasn't a factor, was he?
He wasn't, and which is crazy. And like we were talking about after the game, Bruno's stats are ridiculous, but recently he's been on this spell where you would never know it. So, you know, I think, you know, a lot of these guys need to find their form again, and you know, last season was kind of a fluke season in a way, but we squeaked it out with a top 4 finish and a trophy, and we got to another final. So, you know, that's not a bad season.
It's not bad
by any club standards, but you know, for our standards, we need to aim a little higher than that. And I know we are, but you know, we still don't have the depth in the squad.
The injury situation
and the injury situation and the owner situation, the limbo of the club being sold or it's not being sold. Just fuck off, Glazers. Just
I mean, can you imagine
off.
though, honestly, being a player in this situation, and you can't escape social media. If you got a phone, if you're on it, you're gonna see it pops up.
Yeah.
There's so much off the field shit.
Yeah.
It's so much chaos. There's so much uncertainty. There's people are leaking shit from the staff because they hate the Glazers. They want them out, and you just like, you know, Sancho. You just like, you want to play football, but I know guys are walking around with that shit on their mind. They're humans.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I felt like was, and that's what we were chatting about on the way to the pub, is that's what I felt like potentially could be messing with Rashi a little bit.
I definitely feel like it's messing with Rashi.
Because I know they're homies on England, and then there's also the fact that, you know, Rashi doesn't have his girl anymore. So, I mean, and it's understandable that sort of stuff would mess with you mentally, but, you know, you can't, you know, if you're an actor and you show up to set and you say, oh, sorry, I broke up with my girlfriend, they're going to be like, I don't care. We're spending how much
money? You got to do your job.
We're spending how much money to get you on fucking camera? You better get your shit together.
You got to get your shit together. And, you know, Rashi, I don't know. I love Rashi, but he definitely needs a break because Garnacho comes in again and he looks more effective.
Yeah.
He has an impact on the game. Garnacho, you see him chasing guys down on defense. I'm just like, Garnacho is like, I mean, we are if you want to be a top-tier team, a top-tier club, you have to have situations where you're like, this guy's good enough, let's give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
Nothing personal, but that's the game.
That's the way it is.
That's the way it is. But I feel like Ten Hag, he comes out this week and he said, well, allegedly, there's a rumor, he said that he's scared to be hard on these guys because they'll emotionally break down. Right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Some of our players are some of the highest paid people in the world. Yeah. You don't have time. You got to be, if you want to be highest paid, you need to be emotionally strong. Fuck that shit. You got to take constructive criticism. You got to deal with it and move on. Because I don't make that money, but if my boss tells me, oh, you're not doing a good job, what am I going to do? Go home and sulk? No, I got to step it up.
Well, and think about that in the days of Roy Keane and Sir Alex and shit like that.
They didn't have social media, though.
I know, that's true, but at the end of the day, like, if you're playing for Manchester, you know what you signed up for, motherfucker. You know it's one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Right.
It's the most
That's
scrutinized
not a surprise,
club
though.
in the world. If you can't handle the pressure, you know, and there was players like, you know, a lot of people, I haven't seen it yet because I've been busy, but the Beckham documentary.
I haven't seen it yet either.
It's like, you know, they're saying.
I've been disgusting.
You can't, you have to just dust it off. And when you're on the pitch wearing the kit, nothing else matters in that moment. And you have to forget everything else, and you have to play for the fucking badge. And if you don't want to play for the badge, then get out of here. I mean, at the end of the day...
not get out of here. Accept the constructive criticism. If the boss is going to bench you...
Yeah, but
you got to turn it up and practice harder. Be better.
But that's what I mean. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to put that extra effort in that is required to play for a top club like Manchester United, then you don't deserve to be here. And what was it? Berbatov, I think it was Berbatov that said, if in the Sir Alex days, if anybody had pulled a stunt like Jadon Sancho, you would never see the light of day again. You would never see the light of day again in a United kit.
Well, I feel like, you know what, if Sancho would have did that, the locker room back then would have checked him. Keane would have been in his face like, get your fucking ass to training.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're walking out on us. You know, you're not, fuck what you got going with Fergie.
Yeah.
Because he's had I don't want to talk about Sancho. I don't want to talk about Sancho. It's a waste of breath. It's a waste of breath.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to tell y'all, the last 4 minutes, I had my head down. I was about to cry. I'm just going to keep it 100. I heard everybody yelling. I saw the first goal, and I was like, I don't believe it. And then Martial did something. I was like, I don't believe it. And then we got a Scotty again, and I was on the verge of therapy. But we'll take it. They got to grow from this, though. But we'll be healthier coming out of international break. That's a positive. I like that Kobe will be back. I love that we'll have another fullback back.
We'll have Reguilon back. We should have Reguilon back.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be back. Because he was close to being back now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Patch! What do you say about that? The last 4 minutes, Scotty.
That was the definition of squeaky bum time, Fergie time winner, and
Kathy.
Like for Lady Kathy. I was telling our boy Mark from Manchester.
Shout out to Mark.
We should have wrapped this up in the 30th or 40th minute, but we left it late, like we're known to do lately, and. You know, thankfully we got the win, but you know, we left it too late for a couple people's, you know, blood pressure.
Fuck yeah! Shout out to Eric Ten Hag, bringing in substitutes, not just settling. I think he was in his mind like, we got to win this shit. I don't know.
He made the subs early too at like the 60th minute. I was like, that's a nice change. I'm sick of these 75, 82 minute subs.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I hate to be more controversial. Garnacho keeps proving he needs more time. Because he's being mature about it. He's tracking back on the D. He's not trying to just run at guys. He's trying to break them down. He's doing the right things.
Yeah.
Rashi's head is not in it. I don't know if it's the big money. I don't know if it's the pressure from the big money. I don't know if it's leaving a girlfriend.
Well, you know,
I don't know if it's Sancho's not there.
You know,
but we don't have time for it.
You know what, though, is that Rashford's going to start in the derby. You know he's going to start in the derby.
Well, we got like a game before there.
We have Sheffield United, and then we have FC Copenhagen in the Champions League. So, you know, do you start Garnacho in the Champions League, or do you? I mean, he's got to start one of those games. I mean, my feeling about Garnacho lately has been that he is a better impact player off the bench when he's got 30 minutes to fucking do his thing.
Right.
But, you know, with Rashi not being up to the races, it makes you wonder if Garnacho should start.
Well, the sub that he did was good timing. He did it around the 60th minute, something around that.
That's
nice fine.
Surprise.
If you can bring Garnacho on that time, that's fine. If you want to keep putting Rashi out there, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
But Garnacho he was impactful. He kept with. He was trying to cut in. He was trying to give him different looks.
Yeah.
And that's all I appreciate. But it's a win.
3 points
We're out.
End of the day.
Patch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Say bye to everybody.
Peace out, y'all. See you next one.
We're out. International break. Fuck off.